Or a couple of the things that some of the relatives shared too. You know, when you first step out into the bush here, the men are supposed to introduce yourself when you come out here. So what Andrew's talking about, the traditional teachings, is the Stsi'elh men. You take and you stomp your foot like this. In your mind and in your heart, you introduce yourself to the elements, to the forest, to the cedars. The cedars are a sacred tree for our Cowichan, Mestimuch, and Huamuch, actually, anybody. Cedar is a sacred tree. So you introduce yourself. Slinnies, women, you use your left foot and you tap your foot down and you introduce yourself. You say, if you have a Huamuch Sneh Indian name, you say your Indian name. And you explain what you're doing here, and what your intentions are. When you get to your tree, different relatives have shared with me, that you introduce yourself to the tree specific, and you say a prayer, and you explain what it is you're going to do, what you're doing, and that you're just going to take this amount off, and you're praying that this tree will take, and like those ones that you see down there, recover. Take your rope and you go to the halfway point, and then you fold it in half, and that's how much you can take. No more than 25% of the tree. We want to take, and they say that we're supposed to do this out here. Okay, so you just start you folding it back and forth, and it's just like a banana. You're peeling it, eh? And what you want to do is you want to get down to the reddish brown is where you want to get it to. So then you can just peel it with your hands, and you just keep working all the way down and folding it back and forth, and then get underneath it. See, there's the red there. That's what you want it to look like when you're finished prep, right? Is the pink. So we just take, and like I say, just fold that. It's all pliable, and peel the bark off, the outer bark. So yeah, once we get it to that stage there, down to that pink, then she's pretty much let her dry out somewhat there, and then they can start cutting it down to the width. And then once you get it down to your width, then you take and do your thickness. Another thing, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to pay attention to that you don't get any slivers. It's poisonous. For everything we do, the elders have always said you always keep it in your mind, in your heart. You keep the good feelings going, the Uitschwallowing. You always keep the Uitschwallowing going, and then and the prayers at the same time, and it'll make life a lot nicer for you. Always reasons behind everything that the elders always did, and there's always a meaning behind it. And the cedar, as you're well learning, is a very sacred tree for the First Nations peoples.